I'm always delighted to be with Saul News. This has been such a leader in the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
This is the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for March 1st, 2024. The Hill reports, Biden faces tough choices after Michigan backlash. President Biden faces a tough decision on how to deal with the anger and unrest over his response to the war in Gaza after voters in Michigan sent him a clear message of discontent in the Democratic primary. More than 100,000 voters cast a ballot for uncommitted in Michigan's Democratic primary as part of a concerted effort by activists to send Biden a message of discontent with his base. While the president earned more than 80% of the total vote, the sheer volume of uncommitted votes could prove problematic in a general election if those voters back another candidate or decide to stay home. A Biden campaign official acknowledged the numbers, saying that they are going to work hard to earn every vote and that the president is working tirelessly for peace in Gaza. Axios reports, Fed's favorite inflation measure confirms quicker price gains in January. Prices rose at a quicker pace in January, according to inflation measures watched closely by the Federal Reserve, officials released on Thursday. The measure confirms that a trend of cooler price increases that defined much of last year came to a halt last month, a warning that beating inflation might take longer than previously thought. The data also showed that the hotter price increases came alongside a pullback in consumer spending. Officials from the Federal Reserve say they have taken note of the recent run of hot data. The big question is what it could mean for the central bank's plans to lower interest rates later this year. An interest rate cut at a meeting next month was already off the table. And finally, KJP says Biden's physical didn't include a cognitive test because he doesn't need one. The White House press secretary said on Wednesday that President Joe Biden's annual physical did not include a cognitive test because he doesn't need one. She also added that Biden, quote, passes a cognitive test every day, and that's a belief that his doctor shares. President Biden underwent his physical on Wednesday, joking at an event later in the day that, quote, they think I look too young, and insisted that everything's great. The president's physical comes amid gaffes from the 81-year-old Biden that have elicited concerns over his age. Earlier in the month, Biden on 3 occasions confused the names of European leaders, saying he talked to people at a 2021 meeting who had died years earlier. The same week, Special Counsel Robert Hur released a report that called Biden a, quote, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. Biden, in his 2023 interview with investigators, could not remember when his term as vice president began or ended, nor the year his son, Beau, died. That concludes the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for March 1st, 2024. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.